Chapter 49. Saturn's ring has a planetary character. Axis rotation and its intended purpose. Concerning the form, size, and division of Saturn's ring, all this was mentioned right at the beginning. What remains to be discussed is its usefulness and nature. The ring forms a completely separate, compact and solid celestial body. As far as the surface area is concerned, it surpasses the surface area of the planet by many times. And since this area is larger, so is its physical volume many times greater than that of the planet itself. Is the ring completely smooth, or is it mountainous? Is there water on the ring, and is the ring surrounded by atmospheric air? This ring has all the components of a planet. Namely, it has mountains which are extremely high. It has large lakes and rivers, and it is surrounded everywhere with atmospheric air. However, the water and the air are much lighter and finer than on the actual planet. The ring also has a rotation of the axis around the common central point with the planet. But this rotation, as far as speed is concerned, is different from that of the planet. This has to be understood as follows. While the planet has almost turned around its axis 2 times, the inner ring, which actually consists of 2 rings which are connected with each other through many elliptical spheres, has barely rotated around its axis once. The middle ring has an even slower rotation. The outer and largest ring requires almost 7 Saturn days for one rotation. You might ask, why do these rings rotate at different speeds? Why do they not rotate at the same speed, and why not at the speed of the planet? Here you must consider the diameter of each ring, how one is larger than the other. Knowing that must make it clear to you why each ring must rotate at a different speed. For example, if the inner ring with its much greater diameter were to rotate at the same speed as the planet itself, then on account of the central point, centrifugal force, this speed would obviously tear the ring apart. If the second ring in its motion were to rotate at the same speed as the first ring, or even the planet itself, then the second would be subject to the same fate. And that would apply even more so to the largest outer ring. The movement is exactly calculated, so that no part of the ring will fall onto the planet, and this is controlled by the centrifugal force. The movement of every ring is therefore under the proper control, so that no part of a ring can be catapulted outwardly. That is accomplished through a properly controlled motion, whereby the centrifugal force remains constantly in the proper ratio to the ring's specific gravitational force. That is the well-regulated control of nature of the ring, which stands on the lowest potency. Now we shall deal with the second question. What purpose does the ring serve, as far as the planet is concerned? Is the ring really, as some scientists have stated, only a caprice of the Creator, or, an even worse scenario, merely nature's grandiose idea? Another one of these statements is that the Creator, when he created this planet, seriously ran out of ideas. That is why he let something which had magnificent beginnings stand unfinished and postponed the completion of the entire planet to a later date. If one or the other scenario mentioned above is the case, the following explanations will show. In the last chapter, you learned about the character of the primary spirits of this planet. If the ring would not permanently cause shadow that moderates the heat alternately, at times more northerly and at other times more southerly, where otherwise a hot tropical zone would develop by necessity, then the entire solar system would experience the might, power, and force of the primary spirits of this planet, and eventually this power would extend even to a shell globe. Through this ring, a perpetual moderate zone or climate is established in the habitable countries of this planet. The result of this is that the primary spirits of this planet do not ignite, and therefore they no longer have the ability to devastate the celestial bodies in space. That this is the case, you can gather from the fact that the inhabitants of Saturn themselves have to be kept at all times in a condition of greatest respect and most conscientious obedience towards the Great Spirit. That is why not too much is lectured about love, only so much that they recognize love, but they are guided to have the greatest awe for love. For this reason, love between husband and wife and the procreation of children is structured in such a way that the emotions of a human being are never stirred up too much. Everything is guided and settled with the greatest possible humility, which you were able to observe adequately when the description of the Saturnites was discussed.